Hello, my name's Steven. Welcome to my channel, Vision Hustle Freedom. I appreciate you watching this video. On my mind today is the topic of the grind. And one of the main things that I think that a lot of people lack on is actually appreciating and embracing the grind. See, a big problem with people today is that they don't want to work hard for what they have and to earn the good things in their life. And it causes them, if they don't want to and don't enjoy doing it, it causes them to not want to do it. And if you don't want to work hard for what you have and actually earn things, it just really puts a huge damper on your potential. I came up from taking out trashes and cleaning bathrooms and working retail, and there's nothing wrong with anybody that's doing that currently today. But I always knew deep inside that, hey, I'm just paying my dues right now. And once I'm done, I know that I'm gonna earn my way out of paying my dues, but that I have to put in the hard work first in order to get into situations that are better. So when I was like 21, I was delivering furniture, and that paid well at the time. But what I had to do was move couches and dressers upstairs, 2 stories, 3 stories. Sometimes we were working for tips and stuff too, and sometimes we wouldn't get tipped. We'd have to spend hours and hours at a place and put together their bed and put together their dresser, put together their tables and chairs. And sometimes we'd leave there after 3-4 hours, and it would be $750,000 property or something. You know they have the money, but they don't tip you. And we just had to swallow our pride and say, okay, on to the next one. I was breaking my back for $12 an hour, and this was probably around 10 or 12 or 15 years ago. And I just understood it was part of the game. Well, then I went back to school, and I was working on my bachelor's degree, and I was living in a college town, and all I knew at that point was auto parts. So I worked for an auto parts store, and I'm dealing with customers who are being like, oh, can you look this part up for me? Or we're getting tons of phone calls, and there's always something to do. And there's people, oh, can you put my wiper blades on? Can you put my battery in? And at that point, at that time, I'm living at a place where it's probably 32 degrees, 20 degrees, or even 10 degrees. And I'm having to put a battery in someone's vehicle or put wiper blades on their vehicle, knowing full well that they're capable of doing it, but they don't feel like doing it, and they don't think that they have to because they're the customer. And that's fine. All I did was kind of just swallowed my pride and said, all right, well, it's part of the job. And guess what? After the store closes 2 hours later, guess who has to clean the bathrooms? Me. Guess who has to take out the trash? Me. And it wasn't fun, but I did it, and I didn't complain because I knew eventually I would outgrow that. And I think that something that's really important today, people are missing out on, is they're wanting to skip the process. They want to skip the hard work and just get to the reward. And really, if you skip the process, you're never gonna earn how great it feels when you have the reward. These days, I don't have to struggle to pay my rent. I could pay twice my rent and be okay. And the reason for that is because I took all the lessons that I learned while I was grinding, while I was sacrificing, and I still am for the record, but while I was doing the major dirty work, I respected it and paid my dues, and I understood what it means to sacrifice. And now I'm in a much better place, and I still work hard, and I'm still hungry, and I always will be, because I respect the grind and I appreciate that. So I think a few lessons that I want to point out that are really important is, number one, you have to embrace the grind. You may not like working your butt off, and it's not easy. I never thought it was easy to work my butt off every single day. It still isn't, but I embrace it. And I didn't always think like, this is fun. No, what I taught myself was, hey, I'm just gonna love the grind. I'm gonna teach myself and trick myself into loving the grind. I'm gonna turn myself into that person that says, hey, I'm just a grinder. I love to grind. And tricking myself into that mindset, well, honestly, it makes you love the grind, because if you love the grind, you get way more from it and you struggle way less. You have to just kind of embrace it. You gotta work if you want anything. And really the next thing is just, you just can't skip the hard work. It's never gonna work out. If you want anything worth having, there's a lot of other people that want it, and if it was easy, everybody would have it, and if everybody had it, then it wouldn't be worth having. So you gotta just embrace the work. You gotta understand, if you wanna set yourself apart, you gotta differentiate yourself. And one of the only things that anybody and every single person can do to differentiate themselves is to work harder and set themselves apart. So that's the two main messages I wanted to provide. And that's pretty much it. So if you watched this far, totally appreciate it. Keep getting after it. I'm proud of you, and keep up the great work. Have a great day.